We are again in the championship fight as we enter the final race of the Ala Mobile GP Championship Season 4. We had so many ups and downs this season. It started with a brilliant win in the opening round in Australia. We fought against Hamilton until the last lap, but I put my elbow out and made the greatest start for the season. However, our good pace and even good luck were suddenly gone in the next 3 races, including my home race, the Japanese Grand Prix. But first in China, my car on 2 wheels lost so many positions. And in Japan, the last season's championship rival, Max Verstappen, pushed us wide onto the grass on the opening lap, pushing me all the way down to the last place. And in the Bahrain Grand Prix, Lando Norris hit me from the back and made me spin in the final phase of the race. I pushed as much as I could, but my team gave him a surprising order to stay behind my teammate, but I didn't follow instructions, and Piastri also ignored team orders as well. We were so close to contact, I eventually got ahead of him on the final lap, but this was just the beginning of the end of the relationship between the 2 teammates. But we also had so many brilliant battles. For example, in Imola, we fought against Charles Leclerc for the race win until the final lap. And in Monaco, it was a redemption race for us. It wasn't easy to make an overtake, in this super tight track, especially in rain conditions, but I made a brilliant late braking and got ahead of Norris. However, in Spain, we caused controversy. I overtook from the outside of the track, so I gave back the position to Verstappen and Hamilton. But I made a super aggressive move to the inside right after I let him by, and made contact with Hamilton. Pretty similar to what happened between Verstappen and Russell IRL.
Contact!
And we also had another moment with Hamilton.
He pushed me off. I was on his outside, but he came like I was never there.
Yeah, we saw him, mate. The front wing is fine. Let's chase him down.
But man, forcing other drivers off and maintaining position is not allowed. That was a
Well, I guess I wasn't happy with it. In Canada, I had a huge crash in qualifying, starting from last on the grid. I did my best to bounce back, and I made a super late braking to the inside on Leclerc on the very last lap. Well, this move didn't work, but I made a brilliant comeback. I was actually leading the standings at this point. However, in Austria, the worst scenario happened.
Another round of McLaren versus McLaren. Piastri is making a move to the inside into turn 6, and now contact! We're off track, Piastri and I make contact! It might be the wall! I am out of the race! And the safety car is out! The worst scenario, what we were concerned about for a very long time, has happened! 2 McLarens made contact, and KM is out of the race!
KN, are you okay?
man! What the was that? What the is it doing? What the Unbelievable! Unbelievable!
KN, man, I'm very sorry.
何してんだよマジでI'm going home. I don't want to talk. This is
Did you talk with your team or with Oscar after the race?
I don't remember. All I remember is that I ignored everyone and went straight back to my room. It was already dark when I went back to the garage.
Your teammate won the race with a brilliant strategy and a lucky second safety car. Did you?
No.
Okay.
This was the end for the relationship between me and Oscar. The team had to decide which driver to keep, and they chose me. So Oscar was out from the grid, and the reserve driver, Pato Ward, took the wheel from Belgium. And my bad luck continued as we went into Britain. I was hit by Stroll on the opening lap and I nearly spun, and I again almost crashed by going wide on the exit of Chapel. We were down to 5th in the standings, and Hamilton was in the lead. In Belgium, I again made a controversial move on the final lap final corner. Leclerc squeezed me to the wall. I backed out and made a super late braking to the inside, forced Leclerc wide and finished ahead of him.
What a battle this has been! And on that occasion, Leclerc powerless to defend his lead.
What the hell is that?
The stewards are now looking at that incident, but it might not be over yet.
The investigation was going on in the background as we went into round 12 Hungarian Grand Prix. But I had to focus on my race, and we had a brilliant side-by-side battles with Verstappen. He defended well, but I eventually overtook him and got up to the lead. I thought I could win the race, but I made a stupid mistake. In Germany, the AI became insanely aggressive. Leclerc returned me a favor from Belgium by making a stupid late dive bomb to my inside, pushing me wide to the gravel. But it wasn't only the AI, but I became aggressive as well. I forced Norris wide onto the grass. The FIA gave us a heavy warning about these incidents, including the one in Belgium. The grid arrived in Italy once again. This race was literally bonkers. After I had a terrible start, I lost 5 positions started from pole. I was guiding through the pack, but Verstappen nearly ended my race by forcing me into the wall. It gave me a heart attack. We were millimeters away from retiring, but I didn't lose focus. I overtook Verstappen and Norris, and on the last lap, I made a move to the inside of Hamilton, making contact on the exit, but I forced my way through, overtook the Ferrari on the final lap, and got up to the lead of the Italian Grand Prix. We were tied with Hamilton in the standings going into the second last race of the season. And in Brazil, it was looking good after winning the sprint. However, in qualifying, Oliver Behrman crashed into me, so I was out in Q2. And at the race start, I was forced wide by my teammate, spun right after the start, all the way down to P18 on the board. However, I remained calm and focused. I made a remarkable 15 overtakes and finished in P3 behind Leclerc and Hamilton. As we go into Abu Dhabi, the final destination of the season for the Emirates Grand Prix. We are now in the lead of the standings, but by only 5 points. You remember last season's final round? We were 8 points behind Verstappen before the race. We both fought for the race lead and the championship trophy as well.
But Verstappen is hanging on the outside. We make contact. Verstappen forces wide onto the grass. Verstappen slips through. I'm down to P2 again. Elbows out from the Dutchman. He's desperate to complete his championship victory with his own win. But I won't let that happen. We are gonna win this championship. Here we go, running down the back straight, having slipstream and a massive DRS effect. We're gaining and gaining, taking outside line. My car is half a car ahead, but as we made it to the breaking point, it's full car ahead. We squeezed through the tight line and up into the lead of the race. The half side of my car was on the grass, but we took the risk and it was worth risking it. We are now ahead of our championship rival. The fight for F1 glory lasted to the very last race, and here we are in the lead of the last race of the season. We will finish ahead of our championship rival Max Verstappen. We've shared a brilliant championship battle, but like it said, the championship can only be won by one. Here we are, coming out of the final corner for the last time for this season. We're gonna win the Emirates Grand Prix, but Verstappen will probably finish in second place, which means this won't be enough for us to be the champion. This win will be a difficult one to celebrate. We took the checker flag first, but we finished second in the standings. It's the Red Bull of Max Verstappen, the champion of the world.
Max Verstappen is champion of the world!
In the end, it was us who won the race. It was the best we could do, but Verstappen finished second, so we lost the championship by just 1 point. I was so frustrated and depressed. I seriously want to win this championship. Will Hamilton become a record-breaking 8-time world champion? Or can we be the champion for the first time? It won't be easy because we are fighting against one of the greatest drivers in history. But I will never back off. I will give my everything to win it.